Classification and digital mapping. So once your team receives a lead, the first step is uploading the tender drawings. Here I've already uploaded a sample sheet. From there, we move directly into node classification. You simply double-click a connection on the drawing, select the primary member type, in this case, a column, then define the connection geometry by adding members and loading conditions. Once complete, you click Continue. At that point, Ferrum automatically assigns a connection complexity score ranging from very low to extreme, based on the geometry and loading conditions defined. You then classify the node and move on to the next connection. For example, this connection here is a girder connection. So we select girder, add the connecting members, define the orientation, and classify the node. Now, as you can see, this same connection repeats multiple times along the grid line. Instead of classifying each one individually, we simply copy and paste the parent node anywhere that connection repeats throughout the project. These repeated instances are not treated as additional engineering effort because, in practice, the engineer typically designs one standard connection and applies it across all identical locations. Once an entire sheet has been classified, Ferrum allows you to identify similar nodes and reference them to one another. Let me quickly show you how that works. Here we have two classified nodes that appear visually similar. However, while their geometry is nearly identical, the connecting member sizes are different, meaning they are technically unique connections. So what we do is select one node, in this case N75, then assign a reference node to it using the Reference Node field inside the Properties panel. Once we reference node N60, you'll notice that the effective complexity of N75 immediately decreases. In this case, it drops from low to very low. That's because Ferrum recognizes that the connection no longer needs to be engineered completely from scratch. Instead, the engineer can duplicate the reference connection inside IDEA Statica and simply make the required adjustments, rather than rebuilding the entire model from the beginning. Even small workflow efficiencies like this can save a significant amount of engineering time across a project. And Ferrum captures that during classification to support more accurate estimating and project visibility. Once classification is complete, you've effectively created a digital mapping plan of every structural connection within the project, along with key project metrics inside the performance dashboard. But before we get into the dashboard, let me first show you how the workflow continues once the project is officially awarded.